Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a beautiful princess named Elara. She was admired by everyone. Her beauty, kindness, and grace made her a beacon of light in the kingdom. But despite all the admiration, Elara often felt alone. She had many people around her, servants, courtiers, and knights, but none truly understood her. They loved her for what she appeared to be, not who she really was. One day, the king, Elara's father, noticed the sadness in her eyes and asked, "Why do you look so troubled, my dear?" "I am surrounded by so many, father," Elara replied, "but no one truly knows me. They love the idea of me, but not the real me." The king, wise and patient, took a deep breath and said, "My daughter, relationships are like a garden. They need care, attention, and time. You cannot just plant a flower and expect it to bloom without nurturing it." Elara didn't fully understand, so the king took her to the royal gardens, a place where rare and beautiful flowers were grown. "Look at these flowers, Elara," the king said. "Each one needs something different. Sunlight, water, shade, space. If you give each one what it needs, it will bloom, and in time, they will grow strong." Elara looked at the flowers and nodded. "But what does this have to do with people?" The king smiled. "People are like flowers. Relationships are like gardens. You cannot simply expect to be surrounded by people and call it love. You must tend to each relationship, give it what it needs, and be present. Only then will those relationships bloom." Elara thought for a moment. She realized that she had not nurtured the people closest to her, even though she longed for deeper connections. So, she decided to take the king's advice and begin caring for the relationships in her life, one by one. The first person Elara reached out to was her childhood friend, Arik. He had always been by her side, but over the years, their friendship had grown distant. She invited him to walk through the gardens with her, and they spoke about their past, their dreams, and their fears. Elara listened with genuine interest, and Arik opened up in a way he hadn't in years. The next day, Elara visited her maidservant Clara, who had always admired Elara from afar. Clara had never had the chance to speak with the princess as an equal. Elara sat down with her in the kitchen, shared a simple meal, and listened to Clara's stories. She made Clara feel heard, valued, and respected. And for the first time, Clara saw Elara not as royalty, but as a person. Days passed, and Elara continued to spend time with the people who mattered most to her. She reached out to her father, her younger brother, and even the gardeners who cared for the royal flowers. With each person she gave her full attention, listened, shared, and nurtured the relationship. It was no longer about what she could receive from them, but what she could give. As the weeks went by, something remarkable happened. The garden began to flourish. Not just the flowers, but the relationships in Elara's life. The courtiers noticed a change in her. She seemed more at peace, more connected to the people around her. And Elara? She felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't known before. One evening, as Elara sat in the garden with her father, she looked around at the blooming flowers and said, "Father, I understand now. Relationships are like gardens. They need time, care, and presence. And when you nurture them, they bloom in ways you could never imagine." The king smiled. "Exactly, my dear. Love and connection don't grow out of neglect or assumption. They require effort, understanding, and vulnerability. Relationships are the most beautiful when you give them the attention they deserve." Sometimes we think that relationships should naturally flourish. that people should just know we care. But relationships, like gardens, need constant care. They require time, understanding, and attention. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, to assume that people know we love them just because we're around. But true connection comes from being intentional. It's not enough to simply be present. It's about being emotionally present. Listen, understand, and make an effort to nurture those relationships that matter most to you. Don't let the beauty of the people around you go unnoticed. They are waiting for you to tend to them with care. That's when you'll experience true connection, when you show up fully and nurture the relationships that matter most. Thank you so much for watching, and stay happy.